Hello. I'm going to be spilling some channel secrets behind why I do things the way that I do them and how it came to be that way. So the blueprint is what I've been working on for a very many years. I did not always look at it in the way that I look at it now. I wasn't always called that. I didn't always understand it in the way I do now, but I have been on a mission to first prove to myself that what I uncovered in regard to that, what I channeled in regard to that, I went on this mission to prove it to myself because I had these abilities to pick up on things and know things and channel in things, and I studied how that worked, what that was. I found out everything that I possibly could about what was going on, which is when I started to piece together my channeled theory of the blueprint. And it's not that I created it, it's that I channeled it, I uncovered it. Think of it as like a scratch off, one of those scratch off things where you scratch off the outside and then you see the number underneath. That's what it is. It's always been there. I just have been on a mission to, one, figure out what it was, two, prove to myself that I understood what it was, three, find a way to show others what that was by first proving that there was a way to show others what that was. And that step was my business that I did personal readings for 2 years, full time. And I made a video with my reviews and my work there. I'll tag that below. And essentially that was me proving to myself that what I uncovered would work in the way that I had planned to show it to others. So I had to have tangible, physical proof, and in this case, tarot cards. Tarot cards did not come into my life until I wanted to teach and share the blueprint. Before that, it was just telepathy, and I used music essentially as the tarot cards with my guides to figure things out and piece things together. I picked up tarot in order to teach what I had uncovered with the blueprint. So specifically when I was planning out my channel, I planned to use a deck that had the words on the deck so that anyone that went out and got that same deck could also piece together things in the way that I was, or see how I was piecing things together. I try to stick mostly to the definitions or the meanings on the card, even though there are a vast number of other references, and sometimes I do bring them in. But I kind of made this strategic plan to stick mainly to it. Why? So that you could go back and see, if desired, exactly how I was coming up with what I was coming up with. Because I knew coming into it, because I had so many accurate readings from my business, I never would have came on YouTube and did this if I was just rolling the dice and chancing it. I took time to prove to myself that these type of readings actually are accurate, actually work, and I got the feedback to prove that over a 2-year span. One second. So after I was confident that basically I created my own blueprint, if I do the readings in this way, if I understand these perspectives and know how to shift them when necessary, and if I've come up with the right answers using that platform, that blueprint for 2 years, I can then shift that onto a different platform using the same steps, using the same logic, and get the same results. So I came on YouTube knowing that what I had been doing for 2 years had already led to accurate results, and all I had to do was copy and paste that same formula into a different topic, which would be true crime. I do my readings in a certain way because, one, I'm not trying to prove how psychic I am. I understand that when I post a lot of validation videos, it may look that way, and that's partially why I'm making this video, to like really explain it. In order to show you the blueprint physically, I need to have physical examples of Spirit said this, the world showed us this. Some people only watch my validation videos. They don't watch the other ones. They only want to see when I got it right. They only want to see when there's proof that I got it right. So while we're on this topic, if you're one of the people who don't like the validation videos, you can simply just not watch them, because they are a big piece of me proving my puzzle. Because I'm showing you, look, this is the card that came out, and then this is what we saw in the real world. So after enough correlations of that, you begin to learn the language of how Spirit is speaking. You can then adapt that into your own life and figure out how to use that in your own way as well. So not only are you learning the blueprint, which is something that we all are attached to, we all have to go through. Not only are you learning that, but you're learning how to make your own journey through this obstacle course easy, not easy, but easier, because you're learning the language of what's coming through the loudspeaker from Spirit to try and help you navigate this obstacle course. So when I planned out how to do my channel, in order, because my coming on here, and you may not believe it, I really don't care, because I know that looking back later, after I've put this puzzle together, so the thing about my channel is there is an end point. There is an objective here. There is a point in all of this. I'm not just going through as many cases and just going to keep going and going and going. I'm trying to prove the accuracy of the blueprint. So I'm collecting puzzle pieces that will eventually show a full puzzle. So you cannot believe anything I'm doing, but later coming back, you will be able to look at my channel start to finish and say, oh, I understand now. If she was seeing her mission from the end, I see now how she knew how she was putting the certain puzzle pieces in place in order to later prove the blueprint as a whole, because I can't rush time. I need time to prove certain things. I need time to collect these puzzle pieces to then maneuver them into the right space. So when I was planning out how to do my channel, I had to do it in a way that if someone else went out and got the exact decks that I was using, laid them out on the table and did the reading at home with me, you would be able to see from Spirit, through the imagery, through the words, how I got to what I was saying. Because it's not about proving how psychic I am. It's about proving the accuracy of the blueprint. My mission is not to forever be a psychic. My mission is to teach the blueprint. Spoiler alert. Will that always be part of my mission? Yes, because it has been for a long time. It's part of me. It's part of who I am. It will remain part of my mission, but my mission is not to forever do psychic work. My mission is to have a live, in the sense of this, recorded and then posted, example of the blueprint that I can then do what I've been doing with other videos and compact into one video to show you how the blueprint works. That is my mission. So that's why I am not really here to compete with other people doing the same thing. I don't really care what other people doing the same thing are doing, because I'm not trying to say what they're saying. I'm trying to get exactly what my blueprint is giving to me in terms of signs, symbols, and messages, so I can show you in real time how I'm translating that based off of what you can physically see on the cards. Because later, that all fits into my specific puzzle that I will then present to you. And my puzzle is showing you a picture of my life purpose, which is to teach the blueprint. So there is a reason that I live shuffle. I don't just have the deck sitting there. Some people hate my shuffling. I've gotten people sending me angry messages. They're unfollowing me because they hate my shuffling. I shouldn't shuffle on camera. I should do it this way, that way. I'm doing it. Every single piece of this has been thoroughly thought out. My brain doesn't stop. As mentioned before, it's my brain functions completely from this hyperactive neurodivergent computer. I don't know. It's always going. I think about every single thing from every single angle, and I knew that I had one chance to do this correctly. So trust me when I tell you I've thought out every element of this. And I am confident in my work, and I'm confident that I can prove to you the accuracy of the blueprint because I proved it to myself when I didn't believe it in the first place. I didn't think that someone like me, just an average person, could be gifted something to uncover something so big. It took a while for me to believe it myself, but essentially what I'm doing now with you that's watching is exactly how the puzzle was unfolded to me, because that's all I know how to do. So what I'm doing on this channel is remaking how I pieced together how it all works. A lot of you say that you learn a lot and you picked up cards and you're doing it for yourself and you're learning through watching, and that's because I intended it that way. But I didn't want to really, vocalize that and be like, oh, I'm teaching you, because, after a while you understand. And I'm trying to teach you so you can understand via the same unfolding that I went through that made me understand. So this channel is designed based off of my personal experience, and I'm doing what I did when I came to understand these things, but I'm showing it to you. So again, my mission is not to be the top psychic in the world. It's not. My mission is to prove the blueprint through the accuracy that can only be obtained through the messages that are being given specifically to me to show to you with proof, so that can then be collected as a puzzle piece. So I'm showing you not how psychic I am. I'm showing you how accurate spirit is of passing me that puzzle piece and letting me show it to you. My role in this is more of the person sitting there putting the puzzle pieces in their right place after I can see them. So spirit knows what puzzle piece, from looking at all the puzzle pieces and there's nothing on them, spirit knows which one to give me. After spirit gives me that puzzle piece and I hold it up to you, it becomes visible. You can then see it. Then I am putting it on the table, and I'm doing that to show you that when we do it this way, when we understand from this perspective, when we look at things from an energy grid type of perspective that exists, we can get the right answers. So that's what I'm trying to prove. So I just thought that this was good info for everyone to understand my mission a little bit better. Have a great day.